The session today is going to be on centers of influence. Developing a center of influence is the best way that you can possibly enhance your business. And everybody asks me, how did I do it? How did I develop a great six-figure income business? And one of the best ways to do that, quite honestly, is developing a center of influence. Developing several centers of influence. And I'm going to tell you today how you can go about doing that. First of all, what is it? It's prospecting. It's prospecting and going into building relationships to where it's going to provide you leads. Some agents don't even need to purchase leads because this is how they've developed their entire business. What is a center of influence? These are doctor's offices, pharmacies. I'm going to suggest private pharmacies. Those are the ones that you're going to build the best relationships with. Senior centers, senior housing communities, mobile home parks, food banks, churches. A lot of agents work churches in their community. So as I just mentioned earlier, who needs leads? Maybe not you. Some of the most successful agents at AGA don't even use leads and don't need to get leads because they've developed great relationships within their community. A center of influence actually helps to deliver many of the very best prospects that you could ever have. You need to get them to trust you and respect you, and that's what we're going to go into through this training. Your job is to reinforce a positive image of yourself by educating them, by helping to remind them what you can do to partner with their business. You know, the relationship. The center of influence relationship, it develops over time. It is something that you do have to develop and work at. You know, helping them is got to be your number one priority. They will, all of these centers of influence, have people, have brokers and agents knocking on their door all the time. What do they want? They want the referrals. They want the leads. We all do. But the successful brokers and agents, what they do is they educate the prospect of what the broker or the agent can do to give to them to build that relationship, to make it a partnership. Those are the brokers and agents that are going to be the most successful. They have large networks, and the contacts that you will develop through these relationships can expand you throughout the community as the face of the Medicare face of that community. That's what I'm trying to educate you all on, how to develop to become that face of your community so that people think of you when they think of Medicare. What kind of a pitch? Agents ask me all the time, what do I say? How do I say it? This is some of the relationships I'm going to tell you about. You just first of all have to get your attention, and it doesn't need to be anything lengthy. You just want to ask them for 5 or 10 minutes of their time to show them how you can help build their business. Show them who you are and what you do, and explain how you provide that service, and then it's not a cost to them. I'm also going to suggest that each of you always go in with your name tag on your lanyard. One side of it has your AGA picture identification. The other side, put your Texas or California license or whatever state you're in. That shows credibility to people that you're talking to. First of all, let's talk about doctor's offices. Some agents are very intimidated by talking to people in doctor's offices. You shouldn't be. First of all, each of you have doctors. You should be talking to your own primary care physician's offices. Secondly, what do you say when you're going in blank to a doctor's office? You want to grab their attention. Some of you have already written business during this last AEP, and in many cases, I already know that many of you offered up a new primary care physician to a client for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't want to stay with that primary care doctor, or they didn't accept their insurance. For whatever reason, you can go to those doctor's offices now and say, Dr. Smith, I brought you some new Medicare beneficiaries this year, and I want to see what I can do to help develop more of that and increase and grow your practice. Let them know that you are from the largest Medicare Advantage organization on the West Coast. Talk about other things that AGA has done. Ask them if you can leave their marketing materials in their waiting room. Get an appointment set up. If all you can do is set up an appointment to bring in your RSL, to bring me in, I'm happy to schedule a time to go in and talk about the partnership and what the partnership of AGA can do for them. Tell them you're going to help them retain their members and also be a liaison for that facility or that physician's offices. And volunteer to do group presentations to their patients. Offer to do lunch and learns to their staff to help educate them on what's the best client to give to them. Pharmacies. What do you say when you go into a pharmacy? One of the things that you can say when you go into the pharmacy is, are their clients having a hard time paying for their medications? Have you seen a lot of changes that have happened as a result of the new plans that their clients have, their patients have had coming in with new insurance cards, medications that are no longer on the formulary of the plan that they have right now? The pharmacist doesn't want or need to spend a lot of time having to deal with that, but explain how you can be a resource to their patients and help with the prescription costs. That you also will help them discover maybe benefits that they're not accessing that they could access. Explain that you're licensed and you're trained and you're certified to represent however many plans you represent, hopefully all of them. See if you can actually schedule some camping time near their pharmacy. Obviously, you have to comply with the CMS requirements for where you can camp, but that's something I've done in the past. And go after independent pharmacies. Those are the ones that you're going to have the most success with. It's very difficult to get into a Walmart or Walgreens, a Target pharmacy. Those are all, corporately managed, but there's a lot of independent pharmacists out there, and they want to grow and build and maintain their business, and you can be an excellent asset for them. So make sure that they understand that asset that you can be for them. Senior centers. I love senior centers and senior apartment complex and senior communities. Again, you have a lot of competition that may be going into these, but I'll tell you what, they go into them closer to AEP. Right now, you probably don't have as much competition. And again, you don't want to walk in and be the guy that wants to do just a Medicare 101. They all offer to do that. Seniors are sick and tired of hearing about Medicare 101s, but what do they want? They want to see your prize wheel. They want to see you sponsor monthly events like birthday parties, bingo. Give them a list of other centers that you have sponsored or that AGA has helped in the previous year. Again, make sure you tell them you represent the largest Medicare Advantage organization on the West Coast in California. List other centers of influence that you're working with and what you've done for them. You can also take some pictures of past events and what our prize wheel looks like and giveaways. And if you need to have copies of any of those pictures of those type of things, you let me know. Send me an email or give me a phone call. Always, always ask if you can leave marketing materials, and offer to do group presentations once or twice a month. And one of the things that I recommend you talk about are, ask them if they do hot topics. They like the word, a lot of the senior centers use the word hot topic. Hot topics are, yes, they can be Medicare 101s, but again, you don't want to be like any other Medicare broker. You want to be the different one. You can offer to do a hot topic on low-income subsidy, helping them determine if there are benefits they could access that they're not accessing. Offer to do a seminar on final expense. Offer to do things. There are about 3 or 4 different ones that I have already done on a PowerPoint presentation that talk about different subjects like low-income subsidy, final expense, Social Security information. These are very basic little short presentations that you can do in the senior centers as a hot topic. Again, always ask to leave marketing materials. The housing communities, I love the housing communities. You talk to the site manager, you talk to the director of activities. What do you say again? We'd like to sponsor some monthly events. Now, they may already have these events, like, oh, we already do birthday parties. Great. Let us help pay for them. Let us sponsor those bingo parties. We'll call bingo. We'll bring in extra giveaways. You can utilize some of the carrier reps who will also bring giveaways to you to utilize at some of these marketing events. You're a rep again from the largest Medicare Advantage organization on the West Coast, and list everything you've already done in other community places that you've partnershiped. Again, show pictures of your previous events. Borrow stories until you get them of your own and pictures of things that we've done in the past. And again, all you've got to do is shoot me an email and I'll get you some of that information. Mobile home parks, although Texas doesn't have as many as we have in Southern California, you do have mobile home parks. You're basically looking for 55 and above locations. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, but you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to want to talk to the park manager or director of activities to see if there's things that they already have that you can participate with. Offer to add some activities that they may not have. Anything that can be of a benefit to them that you feel that you can get, you can be an asset to them. You can have ice cream socials. There's a lot of little different things that you can do, and it gives you an opportunity to have some time to do a short presentation about some of the things that they can turn to you for help, advice with their insurance plans. Food banks. Food banks are great. Now, United Healthcare, at least in the Texas area, has offered to partnership in the counties that they are the STAR program, and they do food banks. They'll put up the booth. They just want you to come in and participate. And again, there are plenty of food banks that you can find on your own. Contact the food bank. Get involved in the community because, again, although our slide here says we sponsor them all over California, we do. But let's start sponsoring some in our community and, again, possibly partner up with United Healthcare. It's also a great feel-good opportunity, and you'd be surprised how many people you meet that need your advice. Now, you've got to engage the staff. You have to let them know why you're there. You have to talk about the different relationships, turning 65, Medi-Medis, chronic illness people. You want the staff to know what is the perfect referral to you. That's why you want to educate them. You want to do a lunch and learn at least once a quarter with the staff. You're bringing in lunch, you're educating them on what you can do for them, and you become a regular. They're going to want to see you if you have become a regular participant, visitor at their offices or their facilities, and you're spending some money. Bring in some bagels or donuts or gift cards once in a while, a holiday gift at a certain holiday time. One of my agents in the past has sat down kind of close to the holidays and got some of those pots, small little clay pots, and decorated some inexpensive pens and made the little planters with the pens and flowers or flags or whatever on them. And then they brought them out to their offices that they have worked with or that they're trying to get into, because what do doctors' offices always run out of? Pens. And typically people won't steal the pen that has a big daisy at the tip of it. Get to know them. That is so important if you get to know them, because no matter what, if you become the relationship person with them, they're not going to have somebody else come in and replace you, because they know that you're taking care of them and their patients. Here's the one huge issue. When you do get a lead, you've got to follow up with it within 3 days. They do get stale. They do forget why they were referred to you, and they do get offended if you don't follow up with them. Let the client feel like you generally are interested in helping them. You're the very best sales tool you have. You're an independent agent. I don't care if you have a more mellow personality, if you have a more aggressive personality, you're better trained than most of these people that are out there trying to work with these same centers of influence. You need to utilize the knowledge that you have, the assets that you have, to show these partnerships that you can be one that's going to give them the best partnership and support that they could possibly get, and then they're going to choose to utilize you as that person. We will be having doctor's offices come up in the future. You should still be working on obtaining your own, and I am here to always go out with you if you need that relationship and to work with you in building it. And if you come up with different ideas, I mentioned a church idea earlier. I know of agents who work nothing but churches. They have senior centers. They have groups there. You can do the same exact thing that you do at any center of influence, but be your best sales tool, and that is to work diligently and build your relationship as you would any business that you had started, on getting out and marketing yourself to the community to see how you can best serve them, which turns around and serves you by building a great clientele base. Have a great day and keep on keeping on selling.